welcome everyone. We are live. It is great to be on here. Fantastic to see you guys on this late Sunday evening. We'll see if we can get some numbers on tonight's live stream. Totally understandable if we can't, as it's quite late, but folks, we do have some news to cover. First and foremost, we will do a quick sound check on my end. So if you are first joining us, welcome. Make sure you do go ahead and give this live stream a tremendous thumbs up, smash a like button. I would appreciate that. And if you haven't already, of course, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and have notifications turned on. I will kick off the chat here, the live chat. All right, we do have some people hopping on. Welcome. If you are first joining us, guys, we do have some news in regards to federal and state stimulus. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Okay, good sound on my end, so we should be good to go there. Welcome if you are first joining. All right, so let's just dive right in, guys. Again, if you haven't already, smash the like button to just help with the YouTube algorithm to support me. And all right, we got a lot of thumbs ups going, so I assume the numbers are looking steady and sturdy. Hope you had a great weekend, by the way. Let me know what you're doing over the weekend, if you did anything special or anything today specifically. Awesome. So, folks, federal and state stimulus. We'll start with the state news just to get that out of the way, so that you understand what's going on here. This was passed earlier this year, so this is specifically in the state of Arkansas, but we also have some federal news, so don't just click off. Hello, Mario. Good to have you on from Rapid City. Fantastic. Great to have you on. Thank you so much. Yes, folks. So we'll start with the state level, then go into federal, and both do bode well. Both definitely do move in the right direction as far as receiving stimulus and the potential of it being passing. So Arkansas, this was approved earlier this year, and it's a one-time bonus check of $1,500. It's right in time for the Christmas holiday, so that's a nice gift for you Arkansas residents. And the bonuses are set to provide relief to nearly all teachers at Fort Smith Public Schools for working through the coronavirus pandemic and having to adapt to remote learning. Hello, Sharon. Good to have you on. So the $1,500 bonus checks were approved in May of this year by the school board and are set to be delivered by December 15th. Again, right before the holiday, that's a nice bonus. The one-time bonuses will only go to select veteran teachers in the Fort Smith school system, including adult education teachers, classroom teachers, instructional specialists, interventionists, and special education coordinators. Principals and assistant principals also qualify, but essentially when it comes to them, district-level administrators do not. So just keep that in mind. Teachers are also set to receive a benefit from the certified salary schedule, which raises their salaries by $3,471.81 annually. That is a 5.89% pay increase for the current school year. And the bonus payments will certainly be a likely helpful boost for eligible teachers, as inflation right now remains high going into the busy holiday season and is still soaring. Maybe it's stabilized a bit, but no exact confirmation that we are out of the woodworks with that, or out of the woods rather, and that it's still definitely raging and roaring and rampant right now in the country. So that is just a nice bonus that I wanted to cover as far as the state level for Arkansas teachers. It's definitely generous and will help out a lot of people, I'm sure, especially with the holiday season. Now here's where we are as far as the federal level. We have a politician who has pleaded and made a call for new stimulus in light of the economic situation that we're in right now. A lawmaker has officially urged Congress to approve a new stimulus payment that could be worth as much as $3,600. Now, of course, there were 3 rounds of federal payments between 2020 and 2021 amid the COVID pandemic, but there has not been a 4th check. And a lot of you have been wondering and waiting and eager to receive another stimulus check, and this could be an opportunity, should Congress listen and heed the warning from this particular congressman. We certainly could see something take place. So, payments have been sent out on a state and city level to help cash-strapped citizens, but again, nothing we have seen at the federal level. But Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, who represents California's 28th congressional district in the House of Representatives, while she was still in office, he had sent a letter to Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the current House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer on December 6th, earlier this month, calling on politicians to officially take action. His request comes just a month before the GOP will assume leadership of the House following the midterm elections, so it might be a bit of a tougher play right now with as far as if you're on the Democratic side trying to get this passed. I don't think we will see it approved in the House. Republicans will probably just be obstructing any stimulus efforts from the Democrats, but you just never know. And perhaps the GOP will want to approve some relief for the citizens, basically pointing the finger, right? So the GOP might passively, aggressively pass some stimulus, saying, all right, we have to, because look at what Biden and the Democrats have done to the economy. You have absolutely destroyed it. You have wrecked it. And Americans are suffering. So maybe Republicans will take that route and kind of just point the blame on the Democrats, and that's why we have to approve additional spending. Who knows? For sure, Mario, understandable. I hope you are feeling better. Hopefully you're recovering there, and we're wishing you a speedy recovery if you're still not okay. But that being said, we will have some news for you in this live stream. Now, Schiff has also called for the child tax credit to be expanded by the end of the year. The child tax credit was a very popular program among both Democrats and Republicans among the American people. The vast majority of Americans supported the CTC, or child tax credit. If you remember, that was a stimulus-era program, right? It was expanded from $2,000 to $3,600 for 2021, but it has since lapsed many moons ago. And he said, quote, while this Congress has delivered on many priorities, we are faced with the choice to continue essential programming that families desperately need, like the child tax credit. And I think Republicans will be much more on board with the CTC, perhaps expanding it and enhancing it and making it payable on a monthly basis like we saw during the pandemic. Maybe the Republicans would not go for a one-time lump sum stimulus payment, but the CTC has gained bipartisan support. Republicans and Democrats alike support it. Hello, Santos Garcia. Oh, the chat disappeared on me there, but looks like you're having a good evening there. I think I read some pizza is in play here, so that is good to hear. Very nice. So yeah, like I said, Republicans probably would not approve of another one-time stimulus payment, but they could very well go for the CTC. That gained bipartisan support. Even, in fact, there was even a bill created in the Senate by a Republican senator as well as a Democratic senator to actually come together and permanently enhance and expand and continue that child tax credit. So I think Republicans that'll be a lot more easier for them to digest and probably go for in this case. So we'll see what happens. He went on, Adam Schiff continued and said, at a time when millions of Americans are struggling to make ends meet and the prices of everyday essentials are at record highs, it is our responsibility as members of Congress to pass bold legislation and codify policies that will ultimately help reduce poverty, homelessness, and food insecurity for American children and workers. And they did tons of studies. There was endless studies after the CTC lapsed to show how good the CTC was for the American people and for households. It lifted millions of families out of poverty and actually at a permanent basis, right? So they were in poverty for a long time, but now they are considered maybe lower or middle class. And this child tax credit worked wonders really for the American people. Again, widely popular, and it really helped a lot of people. Then he continued and said, at a time of enormous economic hardship, we are faced with a choice to strengthen and expand these programs or simply let them expire. In doing the latter, we miss a critical opportunity to invest in our youngest and most vulnerable members of society and their families. Again, child tax credit, it specifically helped and targeted lower income Americans. It really helped them and got them out of poverty and allowed them to put food on their table, keep a roof over their heads. Maybe they weren't thriving, right? Maybe they weren't in the best that they could be, but it definitely kept them afloat and definitely was able to allow them to keep going and probably get off the streets. So if we were to expand that child tax credit permanently, that would be a huge achievement for America, and I think it would really help a lot of people. Schiff called for the credit to be expanded from $2,000 to $3,600 per kid, age 0 to 6, and that was what we saw throughout the pandemic. He also said that the amount should be raised from $2,000 to $3,000 per child over the age of 6, so that would be a change as well. In the absence of federal checks, again, states have provided relief to cash-strapped citizens. Officials in Hawaii have been sending out rebates worth up to $300 since around the beginning of the fall. And then you saw in Idaho, the governor, Brad Little, signed a law in September allotting residents $500 million in tax refunds. And then you also saw California. California was the most prominent example, right, with their Golden State stimulus. More than 20 million Americans in that state are in line or have already benefited from a one-time relief payment worth up to $1,050. And that was sent via direct deposit and debit cards as well. So, those rebates and refunds are certainly more popular among the state level. We're not necessarily seeing them at the federal level. Maybe if the government were to consider something like that, maybe a rebate or a refund for the American people at the federal level, I think that would be popular. And I think you can get a lot of bipartisanship there and a lot of Republicans on board. So that is where we stand, guys, as far as state and federal stimulus. There's certainly a lot more examples of state stimulus, but this was just one of them that we covered earlier in this video. As far as the federal level, I think with the new Congress, maybe if they could shift their attention and focus on that child tax credit, I think that would be a great way for politicians to reach across the aisle, actually work together, come together, and do something good for America. But again, it is an election season, and now you're probably going to see Biden announce his run for re-election in the beginning of the year, January, February. We'll see what happens, and it might be more of a tense partisan time. I don't know if Republicans and Democrats will want to work together when that new Congress gets sworn in January. So, of course, we'll have to see what happens. We don't have a crystal ball. We can't predict anything 100%, but I think if anything is going to pass, it would be a child tax credit as opposed to another one-time fourth stimulus check. So, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure you go ahead and share it with a friend, get the word out, spread it on social media. Make sure you do go ahead and smash a like button. I would appreciate that. Make sure you go ahead and click that red subscribe button. Make sure you are subscribed and notifications turn on. That will notify you every time we do go live on this channel or if we post a brand new video. And if you want to get some free stocks, all me, all free, use the links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms Robinhood and or Webull. You'll get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars. So let us know what stocks you get. And if you want to connect me on social media, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I am on TikTok. Use the social links down below. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for joining us on this late evening Sunday live stream. Thank you. I will see you in the next one.